Hello.
Wild card, bitches! Yeah!
And hello, and thank you for stopping by once again to another rousing edition of the Wild Card Wednesday with Massachusetts Beer Reviews. And I forgot to write the words and company, but here we are anyways. You know what time it is. Bring a beer, wine, or a spirit. Let's have some fun. And don't be a douche, you douche. Cheers. Be polite, be happy and merry and funny and laugh out loud, but don't interrupt people and don't get glaringly drunk, I suppose. Anyways, I'm Thomas Middle 75 out of the Masters of Beer Reviews, southeastern portion of Massachusetts. With me is panelist Alex the Beer Master from the great state of New Jersey. Maybe he'll give you a 100 on the rating. Who knows? Below him from the state of Rhode Island, we have the East Coast Liquor Reviews. Cheers to the man named Tanner. All right. And right below Massachusetts Beer Reviews is Santa Claus himself, Beer Man.
Oh, yeah.
Ho, ho, ho.
Green
Merry
Giant.
Christmas.
Oh, not the Green Giant. Green Giant. All right. So, hello, Bumpy. Sorry to interrupt, but cheers. All right, Bumpy. Cheers.
Jump on in, Bumpy.
You know how to get in if you want to. So let's go around the table, shall we? Let me remove the live icon because it will screw with us later. And let's see what everybody is bringing to the table. And we'll do a pour. And then we'll go back around for the actual review portion. So first one in, Alex, the Beer Master, with his introduction.
Well, I got Everyday Spirits 4. Me and legendary Eric talked about this a few minutes ago. And it is from Finback Brewing. And it is also a collab with, I can't remember the freaking name, but I'm a little...
You're going to be hard-pressed to read that. What's a collaboration with Hudson Valley Brewery?
Yes, thank you, Hudson Valley. But I think it's more Finback because the Finback is right here. Because normally...
They're brewing and packaging that beer at Finback's Brewery.
Yeah, which is good because I cannot wait to try Finback. As a matter of fact, I'm going to try to hunt down just regular Finback. But let's pour this up, as the legendary Eric has said. I'm going to go from there.
Cool.
Thanks for letting me join, my brother.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me hit the real button. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. So every time you see us going live, you know we're here and you'll know when we're posting a video. Hit that button. Cheers. On with the review from Alex. Or on with the pour from Alex.
Yeah, on the pour, not the... Yeah. So let's pour this up, shall we?
Sure.
Now that, my friends, looks delicious. This is my first time having Finback. So, God, this is freaking beautiful. So I'm going to give you a smell and taste. Yes. Pour and taste next time around. Appreciate you. Cheers.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers out.
That live button.
Thanks, my brother. Appreciate you, Tanner.
All right. Let's go to East Coast Liquor Reviews with Tanner in Rhode Island.
All right. I did review this beer a while ago, but I decided to grab a 6-pack today while I was at Yankee Spirits. They only have it in Mass. I haven't seen it in Rhode Island. But I just grabbed the 6-pack, and I'd like to review it, kind of do a revisit. This is Fort Hill Brewery Jigsaw Jazz Double IPA.
I like that.
The reason why I've always enjoyed this beer is it's kind of along the same lines as like your Bat Squatch by Rogue. It's like it's a really standard hazy IPA that's a really affordable price. I think this was like $12 for a 6-pack.
Yeah, it's really cheap for 6-packs of those things.
So a 6-pack, 12-ounce cans, 9.3% alcohol by volume. Let's crack this open. Jigsaw Jazz, Fort Hill Brewery. All right. No canned on date though, but for the most part, Jigsaw Jazz is one of the IPAs that I do see they run out of frequently. So guessing that they get the beer frequently, or they restock frequently. So I'm guessing it's got some good date to it.
They're out in the western part of Massachusetts, I believe, in one of the Hamptons.
Yeah, 30 Fort Hill Road, East Hampton, Massachusetts.
That's where all the hippies live, in the Hamptons.
Actually, it's brewed and canned by 1776 Brewing Company Incorporated, so it's a little confusing. It
Beer
says
man would like that area, Northampton.
Oh,
Yeah.
so it's a little bit more on your lighter side. It kind of looks like a it's actually got the coloration and the appearance of like a wheat beer.
Nice vibe.
It's a little bit like kind of murky, somewhat clear straw color. But then it's got this bone white, sudsy, tight knit, holding great retention, head on top. But yeah, it's just got like this murky haze, and you can see it's kind of there's a lot of like I don't know. It's such a different looking beer for a hazy. I'm guessing they consider this probably an American double, but yeah, that's what I got for today. Jigsaw Jazz, like I said, it's kind of a revisit, but from what I've had before, I enjoy it. So we'll see if it still lives up to the standards of the IPAs that I've been drinking nowadays. So cheers.
Cheers.
What's up there, Robert?
Cheers.
Appreciate you.
Ronald.
Bravo.
Now look at this. Now look at this crock of shit. Nightbot's telling me thanks for tuning into my own goddamn show. Thank you, Nightbot. All right. Nightbot, you're all right.
You also have to remember, you probably put that over there.
Well, I said hello, and then it took my keyword of hello and said thank you for tuning into the show. Hams. He's having the hams. Not surprised, but cheers. I do like hams at $15.99 a 24-pack. That's a good deal. But we've heard from Alex. There's East Coast getting ready for his beer review with his side project. Now let's go on to Beardman.
Beardman. All right. Thanks, Eric. All right. So this one's from Beechwood Brewing out of I think Huntington Beach, California, Southern California. Let me just make sure I'm saying this right. Yep, Huntington Beach. It's a 9.6. What? Double IPA. I don't know if it's a hazy or a Westy. It doesn't say. It does say, you asked, we answered. We present a double version of beloved IPA Amalgamator. All are Mosaic hops, so it's a single hop with Mosaic only. And it's 9.6. I kind of like that hop in the back there. This was canned 9. I don't want to go there. Not fresh.
Oh shit.
Not fresh, but it's a Westie.
So they probably generously hopped it. We're gonna say if it's that style.
Hopefully, yeah. Hopefully it.
I find that style seems like it wants to last a little longer than 3 months half the time.
Oh, it's good. Yeah, I don't think it's
all that matters.
It's probably broken down a little bit though, from what it originally was. So I probably won't get like the main flavor, aroma, and all that stuff. But I think it'll still taste good. It won't be like Lipton tea. But yeah, that's that. Presenting it. Cheers, man.
Hell yeah, cheers. Ronald Sutton. ... Ronald ... All right. So I took a not so worth it trip to a liquor store 20 some odd minutes away from where I live to try to get a really good bottle of whiskey, including the one that I bought here. But they wanted to charge me an exorbitant amount of money for that for some reasoning, because it was an online deal, but it wasn't a store deal or something. I don't know. Hello, Sam. So the bottle of whiskey that I ended up buying for what's rounded off to about $36 is from the Woodford Reserve Distillery. They are in Versailles, Kentucky, here in the United States, produced by the Woodford Reserve Distillery. This is their Woodford Reserve Kentucky Straight Wheat whiskey. All right. And we're going to do a neck pour, meaning I haven't opened this bottle. I've never tried this thing in my life. We're going to see what it tastes like from a little bit. Well, I guess the neck doesn't have any, but just a little bit down the shoulder, I guess. We're going to see what it's like with some water and without water. Additions here. So Woodford Reserve is doing for the United States of America, for the Americans, they're doing all 4 of the different kinds of whiskeys that are generally found in the United States that at one point was legally defined by the United States. They do a bourbon whiskey, they do a malt whiskey, they do a rye whiskey, and they also do this wheat whiskey. And the bourbon's got to be 51% corn. The malt whiskey's got to at least have 51% malted malts in their mash bill. The rye whiskey's got to have 51% rye, and you guessed it, this puppy has to have at least 51% wheat in the mash bill for this to be called a wheat whiskey. And this one is literally right just above legal definition. It's got 52% of the wheat malt, or of wheat. Malts are 20%, corn is 20%, and there is 8% of rye in this. So it's a 4 grain if you look at it that way. All right. Let's open this puppy up, shall we? Let's see what kind of a pop we get, shall we? Cork pop. Let's see. Ooh, got a little pop. All right. It looks like a real cork for $36. Nice. Let's do a little pour in the Glencairn.
Aren't those the synthetic ones, like the rubber ones?
It looked real to me. Oh, I did one little drop. All right. So here's what the whiskey looks like. It's got a nice, it's a little darker than copper, I suppose, but it is light for the most part. And there's some alcohol legs to that. Did I mention? No, I didn't before I shut up here. We are at a 90.4 proof 50 or 90.4 proof 45.2%. So we shall see how the whiskey goes. Cheers. We'll let this one sit and come back. All right. Let's go over to the beer master, shall we? Alex is the beer master.
Well, like I said, this is a clad. I'm looking forward to trying more Finback, even though Finback, it's clearly just Finback, even though if you go a little ways, it's not just Finback. It's a clad. It should have Finback right there, but it doesn't. But it is what it is. It just has Finback. But if you go around the can, it's a clad. So it's definitely peach. It's a sour. Let me see here. Let me read this again. It's a sour with peach.
Hold up the side of the can there, Alex. Turn a little bit more, brother.
There you go, Chief.
Sour ale with peach. I think what does the other side say though?
Oh, sure.
Turn the other side. Sour ale with peach and milk sugar. Oh, so it's got lactose in it.
Okay, so where's the clad? I thought Eric said there was a
clad too. Yeah, it's a clad.
Okay. I gotta find the actual Finback beer though. But this is the beer from Finback because they're partners at that moment.
Yeah, it's their product. They probably just worked with somebody to come up with the ingredients, but they brewed it.
True that. So, but I'm looking forward to Finback, like trying other beers from them.
Yeah, their own stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, this is their stuff, but it's a clad version of it. Yes, exactly. So I tell you, Tanner, you keep me on my toes, and that is true though.
How's the beer that you bought?
Let's see what this smells like, shall we? It smells like a sweet sour. It is a peach. Obviously, you smell that sweet sour peach. Is it going to be really sour, like puckering on the face? We're going to find out. There is no head at all. That just went away. As you know, sour beers do that. So let's see what this tastes like. And cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Cheers. Did you give us? You gave us the smells, the aromas.
Oh yeah, please be.
All right, let's do it. That seemed pretty quick for aromas. Shalange. Oh, Shalange.
That is delicious. There's like a little sour to it. It's not like puckering your face, but you do taste a little bit of a peach. You do taste a little bit of sour. You do taste a little bit of sweetness. This is what I like. I like these fruited beers. Hey, I mean, that's what I like. I like regular beers too, but the mouthfeel goes down really smooth. It's not watery, but it's like, a perfect mouthfeel. It's not like a creaminess. It's not like that. Even though it should, because you said it's milk sugar, but it's not creamy. Does have a little bit of thickness to it, thanks to that. Thanks to milk sugar, but very delicious. You taste that pine. You taste that peach. You have that little sourness on the palate. It's a little bit of dryness, but it's not too dry. I'm really looking forward to trying more Finback's, what's it called? Clads, and also regular Finback's beers. This is my first Finback beer, regardless if it's a Clad or not, and it is. So it's my first time having a Clad of Finback and also the other brewery. I've never had any beers from these breweries. Looking forward to trying beers from the actual brewery, even though this beer is from actual brewery from Finback. I'm looking forward to trying the beers that are not a Clad. But this beer, the first time drinking a Finback Clad beer, is still delicious. I love it.
Nice.
Finback, and what's the other brewery's name? I can't remember. Freaking, I hate when I lose my mind.
Valley or something. Hudson Valley Brewing.
Yeah. So Hudson Valley Brewing, please continue to Clad with Finback, but also I'm looking forward to many more Finback beers that are not Clad. This beer has been delicious so far.
Cool.
This looks good.
Right on. All right.
Yeah, this is good. I mean, but like I said, if you don't like sour, you wouldn't like this because there's
Kosher.
a lot of sour. But it's not puckering sour, but it's just, if you like sour and it's not too sour, if you like a little bit of sour, this would be a good beer.
Really good.
But if you like a lot of sour, it wouldn't be so good because you like a lot of sour. Because it has a little bit of sour and then it gets sweet and then it drops. So, like a little sour sweetness, and then it drops. So if you want sour, you need to just find another beer. But if you want just a little tiny sour, this would be a good beer.
Hell yeah. Cheers. That sounds
Cheers.
good. All right. Thank you, Alex. Keep sipping
Welcome, brother.
and we'll see if we get to that elusive 100 rating. We'll find out.
We'll see.
All right, let's go to East Coast Liquor reviews with the Jigsaw Jazz.
Right, Jigsaw Jazz. All right. Not super murky hazy. I think this is considered an American IPA. Nose, 9.3%. Tangerine, grapefruit, pineapple, a little bit of like an earthy hop resin, some malty sweetness, kind of like honey-like sweetness. 9.3%, definitely not noticeable on the aroma at all. But for the most part, it's not super complex in aroma. But like I said, you get pineapple, tangerine.
Tangelo.
Yeah, possibly like a little Tangelo. There's a little bit of grapefruit. There's really not a lot of like pithy. So like a lot of the times, like when I get like usually like a lot of the pithy is kind of reminiscent to the grapefruit, kind of gives that like, and then like combination with the tangerine gives a little bit of that Tangelo. But
Nice.
I would say maybe a little bit of not honeydew, maybe a little bit of like cantaloupe.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, not bad. Like I said, not super complex. 9.3%, not noticeable. It's not super robust in aromas, but there's nothing offensive, and there's a little bit of like a tart acidity as well. But overall, it smells pretty dang good. I think these are. So when I bought this, the first time I had this was probably like a few years ago. So these beers, this Jigsaw Jazz is kind of like your entry level, kind of like I said, along the lines of like Bat Squatch, where like hazy just started getting super popular. It's kind of reminiscent to a Bat Squatch. If you've ever had Bat Squatch, I know Beerman has.
I don't think so.
I've never had it. Legendary Tanner. I'll have to try it.
Rogue Bat Squatch. They were like $11 a 6-pack. I think they were like 7.5, maybe 8%.
That's what I want.
Actually, I think they're lower than that. I think they're like are they an IPA? I think they're just a regular.
Bat Squatch was a 6.8 hazy.
Yeah, I knew it was a little bit higher, but it wasn't like super low. Yeah, so that's like technically, I think that one's just considered like an IPA, right? Not a double.
Hazy IPA or New England even. Yeah.
But they, like that and like this were like entry level hazies. When I first started getting into like hazy New England IPAs, they were like the ones that I can remember that just like held a special place in my heart. You know, like the ones that when someone says, "Oh, what was like your first hazies?" I would say like Jigsaw Jazz, Bat Squatch, and stuff like that. Enough rambling. Let's dive in. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Please be delicious.
Drinking the product, baby.
Please.
It's good. It's actually very Tangelo on the palate. Tangerine, grapefruit. There's a nice creamy mouthfeel. It's actually a lot more fuller bodied than you would expect from like the appearance. The appearance, you would think it would be like a little bit on the thinner side, a little bit more of like a West Coast style body, but it's not. It's got like the creamy, juicy, hazy New England, and that's probably from that ABV, that 9.3%. It's got a body of that higher ABV, bigger double IPA. There's a little bit of like a hop resin, lingering bitterness, a little bit of like an acidity, slightly astringent. Yeah, it's citrusy, it's creamy. There's a little bit of like peach, the pineapple again. Not really getting any of the melon that I was getting on the aroma on the palate, but it's pretty much straightforward. It's kind of what you would expect out of these like entry level hazies, these like beginner hazy IPAs, when people just like they were on the craze, they were on the rise. For $12 for a 9.3% hazy IPA, this blows some of the products out of the water that they're asking for $16, $17, even $18 for a 4-pack nowadays. If you see the Jigsaw Jazz, the distribution isn't the best. I mean, considering the fact that I live in Rhode Island and I don't get it over here. I wish I would, because I would buy it more often. But usually I think this is probably like my third or fourth time buying a 6-pack. But I haven't had it in a couple years. So I would definitely recommend picking it up. Scores next time around. If you see it in the area and you want a decently priced 9.3% hazy IPA that's not super complex, but you just want something that's maybe, let's say you're moving up from a pale ale or something like that. You want to try something with a little bit more fuller flavor. You're not too sure on the hazy IPAs. You don't want to spend too much money on them. You don't know if you'll like them or not. I think Jigsaw Jazz would be a great representation of what you're getting into with the hazies. So, cheers. No,
Nice.
Yeah, cheers.
Cheers, Tanner.
All right. Thank you, Tanner. Thank you, East Coast Liquor Reviews. Let's go over to Beer Man in the state of Oregon.
Right. Cool. Actually, I kind of lied, man. This isn't a single hopped. This has a lot more going on. It's a Mosaic, Warrior, Columbus, and Amarillo. It's quadruple hopped with American 2-row, Canadian Pilsner. It's got 100 plus IBUs. Wow, I didn't see that. 9.6%. Beechwood Brewing out of Huntington Beach, California. Let's smell it. So it's very green still, which is really cool. After a few months, it's still got a green feel to it. But it's also kind of bringing in kind of a lemon grapefruit, a slight pine. Those three seem to mix really, like they just, it's those three when you smell it, But then you get like your hoppy resinous, like resonating hops coming out of it as well. The Humulus lupulus kind of pollen-y kind of thing, crush those hops in your hand kind of smell. It's got that freshness in there. It's not quite so fresh though at this date. It'd be really bomb at a new in September.
Yeah, at a fresher date, right?
Oh yeah.
Got a little
But
more
very,
aroma.
very nice though. Yeah, good aromas, lemon, grapefruit, pine, green, hoppy, and a little, maybe a slight pinch of tangerine. But looking at it, it's a clear beer. It's got a slight effervescence. Yeah, it's more of a medium rising bubble, but it is kind of bursting up. It's a deep gold, rich, kind of a dirty gold. And it's keeping its retention quite well too. Nice little like fingernail of retention there, and kind of even has a little leg edge, kind of dripping down on the sides there, creating a nice webbing, a nice lacing as well. Cool. Let's drink it. Cheers.
Please be delicious.
Please be delicious.
This is bitter. Wow. Not a I am getting sick bitter.
Okay, good.
No, it's a bitter though. This is you can really get that. It's almost unbalanced in a way, sort of. I don't know, but it has a big earthy bite to it with that grapefruit, slight tangerine, hoppy, like I was saying, resinous bite from the hops. The body is, I would say the body's a medium for sure. And the mouthfeel is kind of zesty, has a bit of a zest, slightly silky, but zesty. Citrusy for sure is the big one. It's weird. Almost a pear is coming through. I'm getting a little pear, maybe a little pear melon, like cantaloupe melon and pear. The green pears. Yeah, nice sweet pear. It's got a sweetness to it. It's not super like it does. There is some salinity. There is some saltiness, but it's just got that mixture component, kind of minerally like feeling in the flavor, but not overwhelming or anything. It's very drinkable for a 9.6. I would have never. I don't get any alcohol whatsoever. Yeah, it's very good Westie actually. So I'll have my last thoughts on this later on. Cheers, man. Thanks, Eric.
Cheers, beer man. Beer man will sip. Beer man will think. He said permelon.
Sure.
It's kind of like a Dandela with permelon. Hello, hey, it's Tyler Mansell. He's out in the Seattle, Washington.
Nice to see you. Let's say channel, Mansell. I haven't seen you in a while.
Close to me, man. Jeez.
That man drove. A little plug for Tyler there. Good on you, boy. He drove all the way out from Wisconsin in a smart car to get to Seattle, Washington.
Did you say smart car? Wow,
that's
like
cool.
A computer there, but he did it. So cheers to you, Tyler. All right. Well, I'm going to be doing the Woodford Reserve's Kentucky Straight Wheat Whiskey. Now, again, the story here is that the master distiller, his name is Chris Morris. He decided that he wanted to add a wheat whiskey to complete the lineup at Woodford Reserve of the 4 American whiskey styles, with each that had a different grain. So you have bourbon, and their grain is got to be 51. Like I said, it's got to be at least 51% corn. A rye whiskey has to be at least 51% rye. A wheat whiskey here has to be at least 51% wheat. and a malt whiskey has to be at least 51% malt. Now, a lot of distilleries that do malt, and when you think about malt whiskeys, you're thinking about single malt and using 100% malt. But all that means is it has to be at least 51% malt. So they probably have some corn and some rye to go along with that too. And again, this one here is 52% wheat, 20% corn, and 20% malt, and 8% rye. So this is the first time, once again, this is the first time I've ever going to be trying this wheat whiskey. First, and I cracked it open and poured it. So let's see what it's like neat without any water. And let's see what it's like with another addition of a little bit of cool water. And Woodford Reserve is a great product. I'm not even sure I've even had the original Woodford Reserve. I must be living under a rock, starting with for the first time. But it was like $36 if I rounded to the nearest dollar. So pretty cheap, pretty cheap. And no age statement, but because it says straight whiskey, you can assume that it's got to be at least 4 years. And if it's less than that, or it's got to be 2 years. If it's more than 2, if it's less than 4, they have to list it on the bottle. So I'm guessing the straight terminology is giving me an indication we got 4 years and 90.4 proof. All right, let's get to the aroma, shall we?
Nice.
And it's a very light oak aroma. There's not a huge amount of the oakiness or those new char or those new white American oak barrels. There's not a bunch of that to me in the nose. I am getting a lot of vanillas, tons of vanilla notes. An appleiness is in there, like an apple. Is it an apple cider or like a green apple? Somewhere in my brain in between the two. Brown sugar comes to my mind. And finally, maybe, I don't know if it's the wheat or otherwise, but I hear a lot of people mention the word banana in whiskey, and I never truly understood where the hell you getting banana. But if you mash up a banana or you just open the banana and you're eating it and it's a little bit more mashed up and it's more malleable, I suppose. If you squeeze the banana a little bit, that's kind of what it smells like. Or like the peel of the banana with all that stuff you can flake off. Peel from the inside, not the outside, the inside. So that's very interesting. Again, light on the char. Maybe is it a cream? Possibly. Maybe some wet hay or something like that. But yeah, it's a very sweet forward nose. It smells very inviting. It's got a very round nose to it. There's not one thing. I mean, there is sweetness in vanilla that's jumping out, but there's no harshness. I'm not thinking alcohol in this one initially. So see how this goes. Solange to the wheat whiskey from Woodford Reserve.
Please be delicious.
Please be delicious at $36. That'll be
Please
great.
be smooth, creamy.
Yeah, well, could be creamy. Who knows? Whiskey.
Wheat whiskey. Wheat is kind of a creamy thing. Oh yeah, Bonana Tanner. It is
wow.
Banana Tanner. God.
Yeah, man. Oh, it's a banana runt, as all the whiskey reviewers say. Screw that. It tastes like the meat of a banana. Banana. I'm gonna stop saying banana.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Banana. The flesh of banana, the actual banana fruit. I'm getting some appleiness in there. I'm not getting a lot of oak. It's a very soft palate and mouthfeel. I guess you could call this creamy. I would call this a creamy mouthfeel, sure. That banana feel is making me think like the creamy texture of a banana. Lots of vanillas and vanilla creams, and maybe even like a whipped cream kind of vanilla.
Whipped cream kind of vanilla. Nice.
Yeah. There is some baking spices in there, mostly of a brown sugar variety. There's a little bit of caramel, but mostly a brown sugar. Maybe, yeah, definitely a brown sugar. I would have thought there would have been more of a rye influence, or I thought there would have been more rye in this mash bill than 8%, because it tastes like it's got more of a spiciness to it. It tastes like it has more of a menthol note like you would get from rye. I am getting a mint note in there too. What else can I say? This is a pretty soft mouthfeel. The finish right now. The finish is There might be a touch of a milk chocolate in there, or actually a darker chocolate. The finish is starting to fade at this point in time. It's a medium-ish length. There's a little bit of like a bitter note to it as it finishes. It's not super thick or oily, but there is a nice finish to it, and it's got a soft mouthfeel and texture. $36 so far. You could do 130% worse than that. I like that for $36. I'll take that. I'll take that again, definitely. First pour out of the cracked open seal.
What's up
is very
there,
nice.
legendary
Cheers, Papa
Papa
Eats.
Eats.
Cheers, Papa.
Appreciate you.
Let me put some. Oh my god! Let me try to put some water in this. I got a little
Cheers.
straw, some cool water. I start with 2 straws of water.
Oh, thin it out. Nice.
Yeah. Sometimes it helps to separate the oils too of the whiskey, and it may help to thicken up the mouthfeel too. Sometimes I've noticed. Let's see. Did more baking spice, more cinnamon, sugar, vanilla kind of came out. Less. Oh, more alcohol just came out too. I didn't like that. Let me move my nose back. Yeah, more cinnamon baking spices are coming out of this one. More caramels are coming out. More wood spices coming out too. I would say the nose has intensified and has gone away from banana and apple notes. There's a little bit of banana, but the apple notes kind of, everything got subdued, and the vanillas and some wood and some spiciness came out. See what that tastes like now. Cheers.
Please be delicious again. Cheers.
And cheers, Ozzy.
Oh, whoa. Yeah, so there's more of an oily mouthfeel and a sheen to it. Not super thick, but more of an oily mouthfeel. Way more vanillas, like vanilla custard kind of came out.
Vanilla custard, sweet.
Yeah. This would be your kind of whiskey, Alex, definitely.
You know I love my vanilla custard stuff. You see
And then the banana cream pie with the whipped cream and
I
more
love banana.
spicy oakiness at the end. The mouth, as I suspected, the finish is longer and creamier. That's pretty good. I've seen listings for this or reviews on YouTube as well as on the written review sites all over the place. But I've seen a lot of all over the place with it. But generally, what I've seen for the most part is, oh wow, I didn't expect that. $36, damn.
Legendary Eric, does that say?
That.
Is that a banana whiskey, Legendary Eric? Because you.
I don't know if this is going to be anything like that Howler head. That's the banana.
But you keep saying you taste bananas. I'm just curious, Chief.
Yeah, well, that banana and that vanilla and that kind of creamy thing with the textures kind of again remind me of like a cream pie.
Yeah, I like cream pies. They're good too.
And I like it if you added some. If you ground up like the stick of cinnamon over it, that's kind of what it would taste like. Wheat bread. Is there a breadiness? Is there a white bready kind of a complexion about it? Sure. Am I getting some sweetness from some corn? Yes. Does this taste like? Does this taste like? How am I trying to say this? This doesn't taste like it was put into a barrel a year ago. It tastes like it has a little bit of age on it. It doesn't taste super new right off of the still. So that's good. I'm liking this. I don't know if this is definitely not the best whiskey known to mankind, but I'm really liking that, and it's probably gonna get a good rating based on I don't know what I'm thinking today. I don't have enough of a bias to go and tell you about this between other wheat whiskeys, but there's a thing called wheated bourbons where again, the bourbon portion of it has to be 51% corn, but the wheat portion of the bourbon's at a very high concentration. So bourbons like your Maker's Mark series of bourbons and your Larceny bourbons will have a very high concentration of wheat. So if you, for some reason, you cannot find Woodford Reserve wheat whiskey, which I think most markets in this country are going to have it, and most liquor stores will,
True
that,
that.
that give a crap about their whiskey selection. You'll be able to find at least Maker's Mark, and you'll be able to taste what wheat influence does to American style whiskey. So, anyways, I'm very happy with that whiskey purchase. So good on my instinct earlier today.
But it is pretty cool. Hey, Eric, it's pretty
Yeah.
cool that even though it's not a banana whiskey, you do taste that banana cream flavor, which is
Oh yeah,
cool.
now I'm getting a little bit of dark chocolate too.
What'd you say, bud?
Getting a little bit of dark chocolate.
Well,
There's a little
that's
bit of the
pretty
alcohol
cool.
now that I'm switching it around, but you basically didn't hear me talk about alcohol or alcohol flavor.
No, you didn't say alcohol. It was all banana,
Pretty good. This
cream
you would
pie,
like
whatever.
you would
Exactly.
like this. No. All right, so let's go back around and talk about everybody's ratings and what they're thinking on their beers that they brought this evening. Let's go back over to Alex, the beer master, with his final thoughts on.
What's up there, Jamie C?
Cheers, Jimmy.
Hello, Jimmy.
Jimmy C, not Jamie C. Jimmy C. Appreciate it.
Jamie. Yep.
Jamie. Okay, I'm good.
That's
I
it.
said
That's
Jamie, and then someone said Jimmy. Okay. All right. So yeah, welcome, let's say Jimmy C. Well, I'm gonna give this beer. Since it's my first Finback, even though it's a Clad, and I'm going to continue to hunt down Clads and actual Finback beers, even though this is the Finback Brewery. I'm going to give it a 90 because I was real. I know you guys want 100, but don't worry. I'll get some more Finback beers that are not a Clad, or even if they are, we'll see what it's all about. I want to get into the Finback, regular Finback, and the Finback Clad, and it's been doing well the first time. So, Finback and the other brewery. Can't remember. My name's losing my mind. My name. But if you can get
Hudson Valley.
what's that?
Hudson Valley.
Hudson Valley. So if you can get Finback beers or Hudson Valley beers, please do. If not, check this beer out and let me know what you think of it. It's a very good beer. I mean, I give it a 90, hoping when I get regular Finback beers or other Clads of Finback beers, maybe there'll be 100. Hoping. That's my plan. Especially if I could try to find the one Finback beer that is not a Clad. And that is the what's it called? Yellow Cake. If I can find that may be 100. We'll see how that goes. But Finback has
count
done
your chickens before they hatch, there, my man.
what's in my friend?
Don't count your chickens before they hatch.
You know what?
That's on 100, but
I'm just saying that, but I don't know. You're right. You don't know. You can't hatch your chickens until you get them.
Hudson Valley, as in New York, yes, that is correct, Jimmy C.
So please check out the Finback Brewery. Check out the Finback Clads. Check out the regular Finback beers. Regardless, they're in that brewery anyway. Regardless, so check them all out and let me know what you think of it. This is my first Clad and my first Finback beer with a Clad. I've never had any Finback beers or a Clad of it. So,
Alex, it's
yes.
It's collaboration. So
collaboration. Thank you, Leslie Tanner.
Collab, not Clad.
Collaboration. Thank you, my brother.
Collab.
Collaboration.
Collab. Say co.
Collab.
There you go. You got it.
Perfect.
Collab creation with Finback and that other bird. I appreciate legendary Tanner, and I appreciate I can go to you anytime, brother.
I got you.
Cheers.
You're my buddy. And
90. He said 90, folks.
Yep. Please
90.
enjoy.
Awesome.
And Jimmy C said, wow.
Cheers, shark.
Jimmy C said he should change his name to Jimmy C. Or Jamie
No,
C. I'm mixing it up and calling you Jimmy C.
Jimmy C.
Hey, Shark, hello.
Jeremy C. I don't know. It's confusing.
Let's go to the man, the Tanner.
All right.
That Jigsaw Jazz rating.
Jigsaw Jazz. Yeah, it's like one of those staples, you know, once hazies started to get super popular. I feel like Jigsaw Jazz was one of those products that people bought a bunch of. For the most part, when I go to Yankee Spirits, they're either low or they're stocked up. It seems like they move the product often. Like I said, it's like Bat Squatch. It's one of those hazy IPAs that kind of sticks with you on the back of your head because you know it's a good product. They're affordable. They don't raise their price. It is what it is. It's not your other half. It's not your Fidens. It's your standard run of the mill beginner hazy IPA. With that being said, I'll give it I'll give it an 87. I think it's a really good beer. 9.3%, definitely a crusher for a 9.3%. Yeah, it's good. It's solid. 87 in the New England IPA range. You know, and I've been kind of being a little bit harsher on my beer scores. Sometimes I do feel like I give scores a little bit too high. You know, not everything can be a 95 in a book of 100. And I'm going to keep saying that until I get it stuck in the back of my head. And I'm like, not everything can be a 95 in a book of 100. So
No.
I'm going to keep saying it because I'm giving all these high scores. And I'm like,
do they really?
Maybe I should give that a little bit lower. You know, it's like I've had some stuff that really blew me out of the water. Is this blowing me out of the water? Is this something that I'm going to rant and rave about and tell all my friends? You know, this product for the affordability and the drinkability, all day I'd rant and rave about it. Even though it's an 87 out of 100, I'd still tell people about it. If you see it, pick it up. This is one of your bang for your buck beers. If you like hazy IPAs, if you're a fan of New England IPAs, definitely grab this. You want to save some money, 6-pack for $12, 9.3%. I mean, go for it. Pick it up. Cheers.
Nice. Cheers, Tanner. Cheers, Bill.
Well, hell yeah. Thank you, Tanner. East Coast Liquor Reviews. Maybe we should do the East Coast Second Opinions review.
Keep it up,
All right. This one was not bad for a double Westie. Pretty good. Not a collab, but
collaboration.
It was not a collab.
Nor is it a contamination.
But it was really good, and I think the 4 hops that they used in it really matched well. I thought the balance was great. It did have a little bit of kind of like toffee caramel in the end, which kind of made me think Northwest, but it's definitely like a West Coast, straight up California coast kind of beer. Not bad really at all. It's nice dry level and the finish, nice sweetness, solidity, everything, body, mouthfeel, just a very drinkable beer for a 9.6. Wow. I'm actually getting a little buzzed from this, so hopefully I can last Tanner's show after this one.
Yeah.
But there's a little shout, sorry. Yeah, I would give this, honestly, I know we are scoring a little higher than we should score. And I think it's based on what what you approve of and also what the style is. And then you kind of just stick it together and you put up a number. Per style, this is absolutely wonderful. I think they're on point. Per my liking, it's good. I would give this a 94 out of 100 for sure.
Nice.
So, yeah, pretty good beer. I would send it to people.
Yeah.
Even this late, it's pretty good. So, yeah, man. Cheers.
Cheers, baby.
Cheerios.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go to clap on.
A little bubble or something came out of my mouth.
All right. Let's go back to the Woodford. Oh my God. Woodford Reserve, the Kentucky Straight Wheat Whiskey. Again, straight meaning it's got to be at least 2 years. But if it's less than 4, they got to list it on the label or on the bottle. Tanner can tell me if that's wrong, but I think that's how that works. So therefore, my whole logic is if they don't list anything, if they don't list any dates on this bottle, I am just able to assume that it's 4 years old at least. So that's where I'm going with that logic there. A little bit of symbolic logic. So I'm not trying to get influence in any way. I've just been kind of perusing the written reviews on the Woodford wheat whiskey. And I can see a lot of people's general complaint being that they feel like this whiskey is a little bit on the thinner side. Now, I do think that it's I don't think that it's like super rich, thick, oily though. I think it does have a nice body and a little bit of an oiliness to it.
Hey, Eric, I'm
And
gonna
that
do.
water.
Excuse
Yeah.
me, Eric. I'm gonna go do this beer and get this done with.
Puppy.
Okay. Well, you gave the 90. We'll talk and see you soon. Cheers.
Or you'll see me on the Tanner show unless I get this done, and I'll be back. So appreciate you.
All
All
right.
right.
Cheers, Alex.
Thank you, Alex, for showing up. Go check him out on Food Friday. Damn. So yeah, it's not the biggest, most luxurious, full flavored mouthfeel, but if you like, especially with some of the water there, if you really like your vanilla flavors, your light fruitier notes, your apples and the banana note there, baking spices, but you're not really into high oakiness for your whiskeys. This is a pretty good option. Again, you really have to like the vanilla notes. I'm really liking it. It's a very well-rounded whiskey. I don't feel like there's any real sharp edges. I'm not drinking this at 90.4 proof, the 45.2%. And even neat, I'm not thinking much about alcohol. I'm not getting much of an alcohol burn out of this. I feel like that sweetness is going to work really nicely in some cocktails too. I feel like you could possibly drink this neat if you like the body of it. If you like it a little bit on the thinner side, I think it's got some body, but a lot of people think it's on the thinner side with that higher end sweetness to it, I suppose. Not cloying sweet, but those things may want to prevent you from drinking this neat. I could drink this neat if I'm looking for a sweeter beverage, or if I want to add some sweetness. If I want a whiskey that's got a nice sweet flavor to add to my cocktails, this will be a good one to do. So I'm going to give it. What am I going to give this? It's nice. It's really good for the price point. For the price alone, with the whiskey in mind, I'm going to give this an 8. I'll give this an 86, and I would totally, I would buy this again. So, cheers, kudos on Woodford Reserve for making a good sub $40 bottle of whiskey. Why not? Cheers.
Nice.
I'm liking
Cheers,
that.
dude.
So,
Cool.
well, shit, he told you. All right, bye. Bumpy gave himself a 33 out of 50. He's just watchable. That's about it on his channel. All right, Bumpy. And Joey Nugsek. Ooh, hiya.
Joey,
What a name. What a name, Joey. What a name. Dear man, files on point. 94 out of 100 for sure. Yeah, Puppy. All right. Cool Labs. Cool Labs. I like that. And yes, Tanner, you should definitely do second opinions, question mark, and look at some beers. We like to call those revisits or rehashes. But anyways, let's go around the horn and talk about what's coming up on the various YouTube channels. If I remember for our panel here, if I remember correctly, Alex the Beer Master does his Food Fridays at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, Boston, New York time. And I believe he's doing the new mozzarella chicken sandwich from Wendy's. I think that's what he's doing on his channel. So either go find that or be Bumpy Road and say, fuck that, that's too expensive. I'm going to make my own. You can make your own. So yeah, Alex would shout out Ridgeopolis. Go check out him and his father and Bear. And who else would he shout out? Well,
and his wife.
And Jay and his wife. And he would shout out Papa Eats. Well, shit, he told you. Yeah, he did. All right.
Yeah,
so let's go to Beer Man then. Let's go to Beer Man. Shout out.
All right.
And his
well, beer and cheese is the same as always. So just bring what you want for that, and let's match it up and see if it works at 8 o'clock Eastern for y'all fellas on the East. 5 my time. Wednesday is going to be a Christmas vacation with Chevy Chase theme. So, and that was thanks to Shark Home Brewing, who mentioned that one. So be there at 6 o'clock Eastern for that, 3 my time, next week. And got a new video coming out, but I got to edit it. I have a new kind of format I'm wanting to roll with, so hopefully it'll work out. Other than that, brewing's on the standstill. until I can get some cash to buy some ingredients. I'm really dying to brew right now. So, two people, man. Bumpy Road Brews. Check out New Brew on Monday. I'm going to steal from you guys.
Go right at
first. Yeah. Bumpy Road Brews, man. Check it out. Awesome show. Love being there, man. Very good stuff. I look forward to it actually every Monday. So go check that out at 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 mine. Miscellaneous Brew Reviews. We have a show on Thursday tomorrow. Me and him are going to be reviewing 2 each. So I got to actually go get some beers for that. But yeah, we'll be bringing up some beers to the plate and table, should I say, and see how they go. So yeah, heck yeah. Cheers, man. Thanks, Eric.
Cheers.
Cheers, beer man.
Thank you,
Cheers.
Beer Man,
Cheers,
aka Santa Claus, when FLX is up here. All right, talking about buying again, I have about a third of a bottle of MMCS left, and I already bought another. Hells yeah, dude. All right, Tanner, what you got coming up on the East Coast Liquor Reviews channel of YouTube?
9 p.m. tonight, we'll be doing Will It Mix. Pretty much bring any type of alcoholic beverage that you want to mix with whatever else. Make a cocktail, do a cuvee of 2 beers. Yeah, whatever you want to do. It's pretty much like open bar, kind of hang out, present what you got. Then we shoot the shit, talk about what we're drinking in front of us. Then just kind of have a good time, hang out, you know. Sometimes some people aren't really mixing stuff, you know, it's kind of like open bar, you know, as long as we got most of the panel members mixing something. But yeah, we still have sometimes some people just come up and hang out, you know. Like I said, it's kind of open bar style hangout. You know, it's the 3rd show on Wednesday night, so it's a little bit more laid back, a little bit less. Spotlight is on you for a you know, however many minutes. Kind of just show what you got and then hang out. Go for about an hour and a half. Yeah, I got some reviews on my channel. I got to get back into doing more like liquor type reviews. I'm doing a lot of beer reviews. I did a whiskey review not too long ago, probably like a month ago. But I got to get back into doing like everything. Pretty much review everything on my channel. You know, liquor, brandy, rum, gin, vodka, tequila, malt beverages, whatever you can think, anything that's got alcohol in it, I pretty much review. I like to do new products. New products is always fun. Stuff that people are intrigued with. I got something on my channel that seems pretty interesting that I'm going to be doing tonight. I'm going to be doing a peanut butter whiskey and a banana cream rum. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Interesting. Peanut butter banana combination. You know, peanut butter and banana. I mean, you can't go wrong there. Who knows if the combination itself will work. But other than that, go check out. Let's shout out to Josh. Beer Bowl discussion. Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Check out. Did you check? Shout out FLX Beer Reviews. Yeah.
Mention him, but no shout out for him.
No offense, but no.
Do it now.
Dan and Mike, check them out. Great dudes. Very entertaining. Just super cool guys. So easy to get along with. Very knowledgeable with beer as well. And also Joe, Beer Patrol. Beer Patrol. Go check out Joe as well. Another Encyclopedia Joe, they call him. Very knowledgeable.
Get fucked, nerds.
Yeah. Super entertaining. Great personality. Awesome dude. Go check those guys out. Cheers.
Cheers, man.
All right. Cheers. Okay, for Thomas Metal 75, unless I'm living under a rock, I don't think anything's happening next week tentatively, which is December 14th, 2022, year in our Lord. I don't think there's going to be anything preventing me from hosting the Wildcard Wednesday, so I will be here on the Wildcard Wednesday. Ooh, your batch of Maker's Mark Cask Strength, only 54.58. That's still pretty good. Hell yeah. So, anyways, we'll be able to do that Wild Card Wednesday on next week, the 14th of December, 2022. Bring a beer, wine, spirit like you do here. Let's have some fun. Don't be a douche. I think everyone's been having way too much fun rather than being a douche. So good on you. Shout outs. Let's see. I shouted out for Alex's stuff. So let me shout out Alex the Beer Master. You've heard what he's doing with that mozzarella chicken, or maybe you can get a burger patty with it. Go do that 8 p.m. Boston, New York Eastern Time here in the United States. 8 p.m. for that. So there's your beer. There's your beer shout out. And let's do the Bourbon Wrench. Trev Wilson for the Bourbon Wrench channel of YouTube. I believe he was, I don't know if he was an ex-Marine guy, but he was ex-military. He can't be more than late, mid-30s, maybe. I could be wrong. But that man is super goddamn knowledgeable about all these different bourbons and rye whiskeys, and he'll explain different distilleries and their products and do tier lists on their distilleries and products and tell you what he likes, what he doesn't, what he thinks he might like based off of some, I don't know, topic of discussion, and bring you through the experience. So there's a lot of good people, beer and whiskey wise, that try to do their best to recommend really good products. But at the end of the day, it's their recommendation. And if what they say is kind of resonating with you, or whatever we say on this program or any of the other beer related programs where we do reviews, whatever we say about the product, if that it doesn't matter what our rating is, if our tasting notes resonate with you, that's probably a good buy. If you have some money and feel like spending some on some different products, your budget's going to declare what you can buy. But if you like our tasting notes, generally speaking, that's the beer to buy. So it's all opinion based, but go listen to the Bourbon Ranch. Go listen to Alex the Beer Master. Why not? He knows what he's talking about. Even if he can't read the bottle, he knows exactly what he's trying to say about the beer. So we give him all the love for that one. So yeah, SOB Drinks is another good one. They explain bourbon super well. I shout them out all the time. Yeah, man. And yes, Commerce Ozzy with the Maker's Mark Cask Strength, another wheated whiskey, wheated bourbon. So yeah, let's get ready for Tanner's show coming up in 27 minutes on the East Coast Liquor Reviews channel of YouTube. Let's mix something. I got a new whiskey. Maybe I can find something to mix it with. And yeah, until next time, keep tasting those good whiskeys, spirits, beers, and wines. Cheers. We'll see you soon. Don't forget to don't forget to thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification bell to Thomas Metal channel, to Beerman channel, and to East Coast Liquor Reviews channel. Thomas Metal going, oh, shut up. Next.